Hello students, today we are going to talk about the lesson aggression as a part of social psychology. As we talk about aggression, there are few questions that come to our mind, which are: is aggression inherited or is it running from one generation to another in families? Is aggression triggered by external factors or is it internal factors as the psychological disposition of an individual? Is aggression followed and observed by social learning behavior? If a person is assertive, is it also meant that the person is aggressive? Is aggression all the time causing harm to us or is it doing any good too? Let us explore into these questions and find out the reasons in this lesson. As we go on, we try to understand the definitions of aggression, the theoretical dispositions of aggression, various types of aggression and the nature of aggression. Now let us understand the various definitions put forward by social psychologists in various contexts in regard to aggression. The first and foremost thing we have to understand is different psychologists have proposed different definitions, but to concise it all and to make it in simpler terms, we define aggression as any behavior which intends to cause harm to oneself or to others. Aggression is also defined by various psychologists as a violent behavior which intends to bring damage to a person's property or group as a whole. Aggressive behavior is also defined as a range of behaviors which brings physical, psychological and social damage to the group and the society as a whole. Various other psychologists defined aggression to be an antisocial behavior which involves lot of risk taking and impulsive behavior, violent behavior, and which involves the lot of damage to the property and to the group as a whole. Various psychologists have proposed various definitions, and to concise it, aggression is a violent behavior, is a behavior leading to self-assertion and is a behavior which imposes kind of dominance and aggression towards others, which intends, the basic intention is to cause harm and damage to others. Few other definitions proposed by prominent psychologists like Sigmund Freud, Konrad Lorenz and other prominent psychologists. Aggression is defined as an universal in nature because in certain cultures and societies, aggression is an approved and acceptable behavior, and it's an innate drive which is existing in all human beings, and the intention of aggression is to cause harm in others. Let us now understand the different reasons and purposes why an individual exhibits aggressive behavior and the reasons why individual involves in an aggressive manner and behaves in an aggressive manner in a particular given situation. The different purposes of aggression can be explained by various social psychologists and in a different context, like a person exhibits aggressive behavior in a response to pain or in a reaction to fear. In a different situation, the same individual may respond to aggression as a dominance to show competence with others, as a self-assertion method, or in some cases it is simply a dominant factor which he wants to exhibit before others. Now let us understand the different types of aggression. There are basically 4 different types of aggression that we should understand. They are passive aggression, active aggression, instrumental aggression and hostile aggression. In passive aggression, the intention is to cause harm by withholding a behavior, which means that not passing on the information to others or withholding some important information with an intention to cause damage to the other person. Active aggression is also with an intention to cause harm to others with performing certain behaviors like speaking behind the person or talking bad about the person, talking ill about a person, and so on. Hostile aggression or hot aggression. Hostile aggression is otherwise known as hot aggression because it's very impulsive in nature and it causes risk-taking behaviors by the individual. The individual does not think about the consequences and involves in dangerous events and situations in a given situation. On the contrary, instrumental aggression is also known as a cold aggression or cold, very passive aggression, which means that the individual does not want the other person to achieve his goal. So, in order to see that the other person doesn't achieve his goal, he tries to block the behavior of the other person either by fighting, indulging in fights, battles, wars, or picking up small fights or conflicts with the other individual. The main intention of instrumental aggression is to see that the other person does not achieve his goal. To understand aggression, there are 4 basic theories put forward by basic prominent psychologists, which are biological theories or biological factors explaining the behavioral factors or reasonings for aggression. There are social learning theory, there are drive instinct theories, and general aggression model. First of all, let us look into the biological factors of aggression. According to prominent psychologists like James Watson, Frank Beach, Konrad Lorenz, and Sigmund Freud, who developed the basic idea that aggression is inherited and it's an innate tendency which is passed on from one generation to the next generation. Biological factors plays a very important role in relation to aggression because there are certain families, certain cultures in the South America wherein aggression is considered an approved and acceptable behavior which is passed on from one generation to another generation, which is considered equally important in their cultures and norms. Aggression in animals is also inherited and it is something very similar to the eating and drinking habits of normal human beings. This tendency in animals is studied by Konrad Lorenz, who understand and who proposed to us that aggression is inherited. Let us understand and have a look at this picture. These are the prominent pictures of various psychologists who put forward their propositions on factors relating to the biological theories of aggression. First is James Watson, who proposed the behavioral genetics, and he also proposed that inheritance of behavioral capacity for aggression. Another prominent psychologist, who is a physiological psychologist, Frank Beach, who talked about the control of aggression by brain, blood vessels, and the hormones. Konrad Lorenz is another psychologist who spoke about the interaction between genetic and physiological factors of aggression. Biological factors, as I said, play a very important major role in aggression. A study conducted by identical twins showed that if one of the identical twins exhibited aggressive behavior, the other identical twins also exhibited the same aggressive behavior, which shows that aggression is inherited and it is playing a major role in the biological factors. Konrad Lorenz also proposed that aggression arises from basic instincts which are present in human beings, which come out in different contexts and with an intention to cause harm to the individual or others as a defense mechanism. The prominent psychologist, also known as the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud, proposed 2 theories or 2 ideas which are known as life instincts or death instincts, the eros and the thanatos. Eros are called the life instincts and the thanatos are called the death instincts. Now we are going to look into the thanatos instincts, where is related to the aggressive behavior in our topic right now. Thanatos are death instincts which are drives for death or inorganic behavior in an individual which drives the individual towards inactive behavior or inorganic behavior, wherein the individual involves himself or engages himself in risk taking behavior, impulsive behavior, which leads to accidents or deaths. Let us now understand the very prominent drive theories which is called as the frustration aggression hypothesis put forward by John Dollard. John Dollard proposed the idea that frustration is the main determinant of aggression. Frustration leads to aggression and aggression is a result of frustration is the idea proposed by John Dollard. Let us understand with this picture given below that if an external conditions like frustration or unpleasant environmental conditions gives rise to a drive in an individual to harm other individuals, which results in overt aggression. A variety of studies conducted on frustration aggression hypothesis indicate that several studies done by John Dollard on the inmates in a jail on the levels of frustration indicated that the more higher the frustration, the more the individual is prone to commit crime and antisocial behaviors in that individual. Frustration, according to John Dollard, is the sole instigator of aggression and it is the main determinant of aggressive behavior in an individual. Now let us understand the basic modern theories of aggression, which involves two theories again. Under the modern theories of aggression, we get to learn two theories. One is the social learning theory and the general aggression model. Now let us understand the social learning theory. Social learning theory proposes that learning aggressive behavior is through simple operant conditioning. That is, if a person receives praise or appraisal by enacting a behavior or performing a behavior, that person tends to repeat that behavior for more rewards, and this is done through observational learning or by receiving rewards. Social learning theory proposes that any behavior, including aggression, is learnt by observing others. The main simple common example of this social learning theory is the commercials that we see on the TV or the movies, the characters in the movies or the video games which children play. These are all the important social learning models for an individual to copy them, because it is easy to influence these individuals by these prominent media. Commercials regarding beverages, automobiles, harmful products are all common examples of such theory where children and individuals tend to copy them and fall into aggressive behavior tendencies. Language learning theory by children and adults is one of the common examples of social learning theory. Similarly, social learning theory also proposes that we human beings tend to learn aggressive behavior, they tend to learn how to retaliate, they tend to learn aggression and exhibiting anger, they tend to learn violent behavior and damaging the property. Social learning theory also proposes that in a given situation, if the behavior is approved by others in society around him, the individual tends to repeat the same aggressive behavior more and more number of times. Now let us go to the next theory of aggression, which is the general aggression model. General aggression model, if any individual acts out of aggression, there are two basic classes of input variables, which are situational and personal stimulus. In a situational stimulus, individual includes provocations, insults and frustrations. In a personal stimuli, the stimuli may include individual variations in terms of personality and attitudes. These input variables interact to three prime roots of aggression, which are cognitive states, affective states and physiological states. In cognitive states, an individual is prone to aggression with his own beliefs and attitudes and intentions. In affective states, the individual has hostile feelings towards others or the other objects. In a physiological state, there is an increase of heart rate or blood pressure in the individual, which aggravates the individual's aggression. The whole cycle leads to a decision making process which results in either a thoughtful action or an impulsive action. The general aggression model emphasizes overall on 3 stages in which we understand the whole cycle of aggression. First stage is the person and situation inputs. The second stage is present in the internal states of an individual, where there are cognition state, arousal state and affect state of an individual. The third stage involves outcomes and appraisals and decision making process of an individual. Together comply the whole cycle of general aggression model, which gives us an understanding of the overall picture of how an individual gets into aggressive behavior. To sum up the whole lesson now, we have covered topics like definitions of aggression, the nature of aggression, the different types of aggression, various theories put forward by different prominent social psychologists, and we have also looked into topics and theories like biological theories, drive theories, social learning theory, general aggression model. Now coming back to the basic questions that we have asked in the beginning of our lesson, is aggression triggered by external factors or is it a personal disposition of an individual? We understand from the theories that it is external and internal factors that contribute to an aggressive behavior of an individual. Is aggression inherited? Yes, prominent psychologists like Sigmund Freud and Conrad Lorenz have proposed the idea that biological factors also play an important role, and in some cultures aggression is inherited, and in the studies of animals and human beings it is noted and proven that aggression is inherited tendency among individuals. Can aggression be learned by observing others is the next question that we have looked into, and according to social learning theory put forward by John Dollard, we understand from social learning theory that aggression is a learned behavior which is copied from others by observing others, and aggression also is a learned behavior. If a person is assertive, does it also mean that that person is aggressive? The answer to that question is no, because if a person is assertive, he is reaffirming his decision and he is not being aggressive by showing assertiveness in any given situation. Does aggressive nature do any good to us or does it cause harm? Sometimes aggressive nature is harmful to oneself and the others in the society because it brings in a lot of damage and to the property and to the society as a whole. But sometimes aggression does a little bit of good because it shows the dominance or the self-assertion of an individual. Are some people violent from birth? The answer to this question is no, people are not violent at time of birth, but basically these instincts and drives are learnt later on at a different age, where these aggressive behaviors exhibit in different contexts and different situations.